Hello and welcome to Team Fortress TV, bringing you ETF2L Season 27. This is Se7en versus nerdRage, and actually we are straight into this here. No time for waiting around at all. So with me today briefly we have Azazel on production and the wonderful zeFrosty casting with me.
Hello,
how are you doing, zeFrosty?
I'm not going to connect yet, but I'm getting there.
Alright, well
budget. So
I can take you through the happenings of this first mid. nerdRage absolutely slamming 4 frags straight away. Callback just deep into that cargo. Elikor picking up Starkey as the final frag. So in what, that must have been 10 seconds, the first mid goes the way of nerdRage. Oh, unexpected.
That's a bit against what you would expect, I guess. I mean, Se7en being the dominant team for the past like 6 seasons in a row, and then nerdRage have sort of swapped off all their classes from a very strong roster that they took to LAN and played in last season, and losing sort of their key player of Medico that everyone's known and loved to be the sort of linchpin of this team. But yeah, coming up strong in this first mid, really showing that they don't need their carry player, and they're going to be taking this Uber in, I think, hopefully on this right hand side. We do see taking the whole combo. Captain forces that Uber out. They have a sentry gun on the right hand side. They're just going to spam that down, and if someone can maybe start playing the point, everyone is in spawn for the side of Se7en, so they're going to have to really get out and start fighting if they're wanting to make anything of this. Callback and Elikor do fall in that fight just there, but yeah, nerdRage could have taken that point, but unfortunately just weren't on the point long enough or quick enough while everyone was taking that resup, and Se7en got a hefty 80% Uber advantage, pushing on to the second.
Yeah, that was very close there. Ombrak almost could have escaped, but just a little bit too far forward in lobby. Does get cleaned up eventually. So yeah, Raymond coming up on his Uber charge now as Se7en look to push into mid. Where are they going to go from? Cadus jumping into lower. Looks like that's what it's going to be. Are they going to notice these stickies? Yes, they are. Thalash just clearing them out as they work their way in. Captain jumping up onto the crate, getting loads of space here, and nerdRage, they're all the way out. They do not want any piece of Raymond's Uber action right there.
Yeah, they're really not looking forward to this, and Se7en are really taking advantage of it, coming through this toxic area, taking the Uber in very aggressively. Callback actually somehow sneaks his way behind on that Uber, and Glastry does fall, trying to sort of escape with his life, but I don't think they noticed. Callback just kind of walked behind the Uber charge completely, so they're just kind of setting up pretty passive here, and if they can coordinate something with Callback from behind, this could be really, really good for nerdRage.
Yeah, they haven't seen him at all actually. I don't think they know at all, so you never know. He's right around the corner. Raymond just peeking in there. Come on, Callback. You gotta notice him at some point. You gotta go for something. He's right there. Come on. You can do this.
Tragic. We see
Maybe,
these things. I mean, I guess in the hindsight of being the sort of spectator on third person. Oh, he goes in for it! And he gets Raymond! That's great play from Callback there. Absolutely, very good heads up play from him. He does kill himself in the end there, but great play from him.
I mean, he gets good damage onto Cadus as well, so Glastry just going to be cleaning him up in the end. That was the long play there, the long con from Callback. Great roaming plays as nerdRage take their second point. Actually, Starkey taking a 1v1 with Neo in lobby quite unsuccessfully. Neo winning that one. Alright, nerdRage looking to push it back into mid.
Yeah, we do see Thalash actually was behind there for a second, but I think Callback noticed him, so maybe not going to be able to do that. But yeah, you're definitely right. They are going to be taking this midpoint right here, just trading spam with Draken. This cargo area, seeing what they can do, but they are very aware of this Thalash behind Callback, and Thalash just having a nice stare down on there a second, seeing what they can do. But yeah, as for now, I think it's just going to be a classic stalemate. Maybe even, oh actually no, I lie, they do look like they're going to come lower.
Yeah, here they come. Glastry jumping in isn't actually flush with the Uber, so he's just making space for his team, but Se7en have just backed off straight away. Absolutely no damage taken from them, so they're just content to hold this last point. Raymond on 90% Uber, so Drax down at the moment, but perhaps when he spawns we're going to be seeing them on the side of Se7en walk forward into lobby, try and take some space, perhaps go for some picks. Callback is hiding in lower, so you never know, he may get caught off. That might be what they need to push into second. He does get found actually, he leaps into lobby, great rocket from Captain, launches him into the air, and Cadus eventually getting the credit for that kill. But here we go, Captain is in through lower, Starkey and Raymond following just behind, and nerdRage once again just respecting that Uber. They've left second.
Yeah, they definitely have. Unfortunately, to have lost the connection to the STV. and I'm not 100% sure why that's happened, so hold on for now.
Right, well, hopefully you have a minute, because we currently have even Ubers for both teams, so just spam being exchanged for now. Perhaps we'll see a sack soon enough. You never know. It is Se7en we're dealing with here. But yeah, Ombrak just buffing his team, making sure no one is going to get caught off by the spam.
Alright, I think we're good. Alright, you can hold your horses. You won't have to solo cast for too long, hopefully. It does say sending client info, but yeah, I'll let you take it away just in case anything's happening.
Well, I'm not sure if there's much to take away right now. Alikor just poking a little bit forward, trying to get some damage, but not really getting a lot off right now. Let's see, I'd like to see nerdRage actually try and go for something here. You know, they've got mid, they've got the upper hand in the round, and, you know, with potentially nothing to lose, I'd like to see them sack a soldier, but Reckoner, it's a fairly tricky map to get anything in. You know, under is so easily watched by Captain. He's just spamming it out. He's got that great sight line, so, you know, nothing's going to be really walking through there. Toxic is kind of far away, so actually, I'll shut up now. Callback is in. He manages to take down Cadus along with Glastry, but does get cleaned up with Captain. So there is the sack we were talking about. And zeFrosty has left me. He has left the mumble. So once again, an Everett solo cast as nerdRage push onto the second point. Raymond pops off his Uber, but Ombrak dies previously to the headshot from Starkey. So while I was worrying about my co-caster there, a lot has gone down. Neo just dancing around in lobby does eventually get cleaned up. So 3 down for nerdRage right now. Se7en have managed to successfully defend with Starkey on sniper, bringing in the plays, dropping that medic. So Ombrak not going to be too happy about that. Glastry just jumping out, almost gets a little bit caught there. Se7en look like they want to come in from this lower, but actually I think they're just backing off now. They decided to cancel that. Starkey taking a bit of a peek in this under area. Yeah. Do we have something behind? I may have just noticed. Welcome back, zeFrosty.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I would like a connect.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Very unlucky.
Don't know what happened there. I think my PC just decided to crap it a little bit.
Alright, well, Se7en are back on mid now. Raymond had his Uber long before Ombrak did, of course, because of that drop that did happen. So, Se7en back in control of mid now. Not really what nerdRage were looking for there, but again, they're just content to hold this. Brack potentially looking for something, but Neo does take down Starkey actually on the sniper, so good little 1v1 there. Callback getting a bit aggressive in Toxic, seeing what he can pick. Just getting some vision, but are we going to see the sack from nerdRage? Neo actually taking a peek, does manage to hit the headshot onto Drac, so that could be the opening they need. Cadus just spamming this Toxic, looking to deny them here, but Neo gets another great headshot onto Thalash, so no scouts at all. And Cadus as well, Neo with a 4K on Sniper. Raymond popping off his Uber, he is all alone now. Captain just far forward on that point, does get taken down. Starkey as well. So, oh dear, where did that all go wrong for Se7en? Well, it was in the hands of Mr. Neo with the great sniper plays. Absolutely destroying Se7en there.
Yeah, good stuff from there. I still cannot see the gameplay because I do not have the connect. But I'll hopefully be in a second if someone can hit me.
I think I may have it. No, that's a copy pasta, I'm afraid.
Oh,
I do not have the connect. Hang on.
Oh my god. You're welcome, guys, for the very professional stream. I'm really glad that I turned up.
Namtak is in, actually. He's on to Raymond here. Takes him down extremely weak, but gets cleaned up. But Alikor is in, gets a pipe onto Captain. Raymond does manage to live there, but 3 down from both teams, actually. So a bit of a fight going on there. Starkey 1v1s, sorry, Thalash 1v1s Glastry, and they do trade. So 4 players up now for Se7en. They've got second. That did not work out particularly well for nerdRage, so they're still on mid though. Nothing lost, nothing gained. However, Raymond does have a full Uber charge to work with now, as Cadus looks to be potentially taking this forward through Toxic. Here we go,
Right,
the Uber
I'm
is in from Se7en. Would you like to take us through this one then?
Yeah, let's do it. They take the Uber in through that toxic area. Cadis decides to go super deep, but unfortunately not able to get in as he does fall in that. But Se7en are doing a really good job, even without their demo man, to sort of keep the pressure on that point. You see Starkey taking that cap, and they're just going to be pressuring them out this cargo area. So a good push from them, despite Cadis getting kind of dropped in that Uber. But either way, they're going to just be sort of posting up on this midpoint. We do see a massive Uber advantage coming out from Ombrak, and I have a feeling if they realise that they've got this and wait for their spawner of Neo to get up, then they can maybe try and take this in, which is exactly what they're doing.
You see a scout from nerdRage just walking through the lower, and here comes the Uber from nerdRage. Namtak does get taken down. Glastery is fighting them forward in Toxic, does get taken down as well, and Korvac falling, so that's not the way they wanted that to go on the side of nerdRage. 3 down as Ombrak and Neo just having to run away, but Neo decides he wants to go for that Captain frag there. Captain was very weak, but a bit of an overextension perhaps as he does get cleaned up. So only 2 alive from nerdRage now. Se7en hot on their heels, trying to move into last now. They're walking through the left side. Captain's going to jump in, try and make some space. They see the heavy on the left. The Uber gets committed from Raymond. No stickies on the point though actually, and Thalash has got so much cap time, forcing these red players onto the point. Glastery is so weak on the point, does get cleaned up. There's so much cap time. If they can just edge this, clean up the frags. Neo falling. It's only Ombrak left alive. Se7en have done it.
Yeah.
1-0.
That was a very unfortunate push that came out from nerdRage, just completely getting steamrolled from that midpoint. I think they just dropped too many players in the Uber, trying to chase very deep for Raymond and Toxic, and then it was just all over for them. So yeah, that was really good from Se7en to just sort of realise that they had baited in that aggression, clean up the frags that were overextended, and then just completely wipe that onto mid. And now we do see it coming into the second round.
Yeah, definitely. The players of nerdRage, sorry, Se7en, just playing on this valley area, looking to sniff out which side nerdRage will be going and play on the other one. But a nice jump from Glastery does do a lot of damage. But Cadis actually falls to Neo. So 2 frags either way. Starkey and Drak actually all the way behind. They're going to be rotating to Toxic. Let's see if they can do something together now.
Yeah, we just see Drak in the toxic area. I think he's been spotted out, but I think he's just sort of distracting for the rest of his team to sort of maybe try and get in and fight this. So we just see both the scouts trying to get some damage there. But
here comes Drak, and he does get the force off actually. So that was a great long play, that mid. And nerdRage haven't quite capped mid yet, so perhaps they're getting a little bit antsy now to push. But they do go back and pick that up. So 3 down on the side of Se7en. nerdRage winning that mid, but the silver lining for Se7en is that they do have that Uber now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we always want to see having that Uber charge. I don't think they're going to take it in quite yet, because I think they might want to wait for Thalash. We do see him sort of spawning now, so if they do push within the next couple of seconds, he'll be there to maybe try and fight with him. But we do see Korvac actually is hiding in this this midpoint, maybe trying to get something here. He does jump onto the medic and gets the drop on Raven. Korvac coming out massive, and then the rest of the team are just in, and there's nothing they can do. Captain falls. They do take Korvac out in the process of that, but yeah, incredible play from Korvac. Just completely jumps over the heads of the combo 7 players, and Raymond just not expecting it whatsoever. Ombrak 100% Uber charge.
Yeah, and that trade is worth it every time. You know, he did go down, but of course the drop, just the scouts from nerdRage was just playing on that crate, denying the rest of Se7en from getting in. So that push absolutely destroyed as nerdRage Uber into their last. Now Glastery jumping on the left side. Thalash does have a level 1, but I don't think it's going to be doing an awful lot. It does get taken down. Both Drak and Captain down on the side of Se7en. Cadis going shortly afterwards. The cap is beginning to be played now, and there we go. It looks like a very, very successful push from pretty fantastic play from Korvac there. So great stuff from nerdRage.
Yeah, really showing that they can pull out of the bag. They did a great job of focusing those sort of tanky sort of soldiers and the demo man there. And once they were taken down, they could just freely play the point. I mean, Thalash and Stark were still up, but I think Stark was behind trying to do some of his shenanigans, and in the end it 1-1 going the way of nerdRage. So interesting. Their mids have been really good, so just take us away.
Yeah, okay, well, Korvac, she does get a great bomb, takes down Cadis early in the mid, so that's huge for nerdRage. Glastery is still in under Raymond, so weak, but Thalash and Drak managed to pick up some frags, so despite the great early mid from nerdRage, Se7en does win it in the end, just sort of playing back, baiting into the aggression into themselves, cleaning up the players one by one, so it could have worked there for nerdRage. I felt it, but Drac actually gets a 2k in lobby. Unbelievable. Ombrag's so weak as well, he does fall to captain. My god, what a bomb from Drac into lobby there. Absolutely destroys them.
I think they just noticed that half the players from nerdRage were down, and then Drac taking that opportunity to sack in from that lower point and doesn't even die in that. Just creates a great opportunity for his team, and we do see them pushing in this last point. Korbak's going down, Elikor falling, and then the spawners here are just getting completely mulched. Se7en playing the point, absolutely textbook, and only captain is in red health there. That was just absolutely incredible there. Drac really set up his team that entire push.
Yeah, that was fantastic. We've had a lot of fast-paced action, I feel, this game. It's been pretty good. I'm enjoying this.
I wasn't expecting it from Se7en, you know? It should be 1-0 by now, and then someone on last.
No stereotypical Se7en stalemates to see here. Alright, so Hades on this right side, just looking to put some spam into nerdRage. Captain goes for a jump forwards. And again, Se7en just playing on the ground, like waiting for nerdRage to come into them, but Falash and Starkey both get a kill each. That's 2 down from nerdRage straight away, and they are backing out here. As Drac and Captain are on the chase. Drac wants to get this pick onto Glastree. He's very weak, but he's still in actually. He's just dodging around. He's still not dead. There we go. He does finally go down. But Uber's up for both teams now. Se7en looking toward in the left side. And,
I think
there we go.
They just kind of realised, I think something Se7en have been doing really well is that they realise even though they've not capped mid yet, they can sometimes just push the rest of their players in while everyone's backing up and just get that aggression onto them. And Drac's doing such a great job of keeping that aggression, creating a lot of space for his team, and even getting some crucial picks. Like he really caught out Elikor on that sort of around that cargo area, just making sure that he can't get any traps up and set up on second. So yeah, really good from them.
We have Starkey on the spy actually. He's in last already. He's sneaking around. He's in lobby. Don't know what his goal is here. Obviously a drop onto Ombrag, but he seems to just be backing off. He's running away. Where's he going, Stark?
I think he's just given up on the spy play. I'm not really too sure. I think he must have taken some spam, but for now he's just gonna be backing up a little bit. I think he's gonna go all the way back to I think he's going all the way back to his spawn. Just to swap off of the spy. I think he probably would have been faster just, dying, but I think he's just letting the main game sort of sink in for nerdRage. We do see them going a bit crazy, checking the spies here.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. He's gone all the way from nerdRage's last to his last. He swapped onto Sniper, and now he's on mid in the forward spawn. What is that?
Well, I guess they are 2-1 up, so they don't have to play too aggressively, they don't have to do anything too crazy, so I guess he just took the opportunity to go for a nice long walk all the way through this quite a nice scenery, I guess, could sort of check out all the
bit of mid-game relaxation, I'm sure that was quite a nice walk. Yeah, he's on last, he's ready to snipe now, he's done his little pilgrimage, he's ready to go. He's just peeking this top left, seeing what he can see.
Yeah, I think right now it's sort of waiting on Neo or Stark to really get any sort of pick here. Just the snipers going to be baiting their team, seeing what they can do. We do see Stark peeking this right hand side. Going to see if he can get the snipe on Neo, but no, he misses a snipe. Neo takes him down, and that's going to sort of maybe bait some aggression. Yeah, Korbak does go in and sacks it onto the medic, but yeah, Raymond not going to fall on that one. He's kept onto his Uber pretty well as well. So
good sense from Korbak though. He had a good spot, he was next to lobby, the pick went off and he just was immediately jumping in, but Drac now on the left, trying to get onto Ombrag, but Ombrag is nowhere to be seen, he is all the way back in spawn.
Yeah, I think he's just, he doesn't want to see what Stark's going to come up on. I don't think he's expecting the scout, to be honest, but yeah, we do see Se7en really trying to take some aggression in this lobby area. Kadis getting some good spam on that right hand side, Korbak trying to see what he can do, but yeah, he does eventually just get baited into that aggression, but well done from Neo to take down Kadis in that sort of a bit of a messy fight there on the right hand side.
Yeah, definitely. Glastree just looking to potentially jump forward into lobby, but sort of just baiting his jump, maybe looking to make people look at him instead, but Namtak just dodging around. Starkey gets a pick onto Glastree, just walks in that top left. He's going for it again, he's in. Wow, great snipe from Neo though, does shut him down. So yeah, just both teams really just trading frags left, right and centre. Callback is in again, he's so weak. Cadus takes him down. This is fantastic.
Yeah,
so much action. Drak going down as well. I don't think I've ever seen so many frags in so little time. There's 2 up.
Oh my god.
pops his Uber. There's just Neo to defend the point. 12 seconds till the nearest respawns, and the Uber from Se7en now. Actually, Neo does spawn, but gets taken down immediately, and the cap just being played out by Se7en. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen a last push where it begins with 2 players up.
Yeah.
What is that? That's just unbelievable.
That was just crazy. I think everyone just decided that they were going to be the sack player for their team, and then eventually in the end, all of Umbrak's combo had just died. So he just had to Uber on himself to save his life, and then Neo just wasn't enough to hold off that aggression, but yeah.
Everybody just wanted a bit of the action there, it seems.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone wants to be the hero. But we do see them coming onto this mid right now, playing around this toxic area again. I think they've been favouring it so far, but Se7en are just kind of mirroring them, getting a lot of damage onto Elikor. He's going to have to back up, but Cadus dies in the sort of fight as well. Just trading frags and Korbrags, and oh my god, all the players from Se7en are falling. And it's just Raymond. I think he's backing out now. Yeah, they're going to try and get out this toxic area, but it looks like, nah, nerdRage, I don't think they're going to try and chase too hard. They're going to come through this cargo area, but I think Raymond's going to be long gone by the time they get in.
Oh, but Glastry and Elikor are actually quite aggressive in lobby. Let's see if they can get enough spam. I mean, Raymond is weak, but he's all the way out on the left side, so yeah, great sense there, just to keep hightailing it away. Doesn't want to get caught out at all. So yeah, actually, nerdRage winning that mid, that was great stuff. I think Cadus just went sort of a bit too aggressively into them across that bridge and did get picked off quite early. So Neo is in, gets a pick onto Captain, he's still going at it. Raymond says, no thank you, finishes him off with a little bit of a crossbow, but this is Callback, gets air blasted by the Pyro, he still isn't dead! Oh, almost lives there, but does get taken down by a nice rocket from Drak. So, there we go. I think that was the double sack from nerdRage. Let's see if Se7en are going to try and do anything with it.
I think Elikor got a sticky trap onto Drak there, so going to stave off that aggression. I think, yeah, Se7en not looking to do anything off of that anymore, but... And we do see Neo up on the sniper right now. He's trying to snipe from lower. I don't think he realises that all the players of Se7en are back on that last point. But yeah, I think he might, if he pushes forward a little bit forward, he might meet Stark in this lobby and have to do the sniper v sniper, which he did come out on top the last time. So it'll be interesting to see who wins this fight.
Yeah, Starky just wandering around this left side, looking for somebody to click on. Nobody walking into him as of yet. So. Is he going to be changing his class? No, he's just rotating for a better look. No Starky shenanigans with any spy adventures just yet. He's peeking into lobby. He's going to see Neo. Gets a nice body shot, but not quite the headshot he was looking for. And Neo does live with a couple of HP there.
Yeah, I think they're just sort of rotating around now, trying to see what they can do, but I think it's, at the moment, just going to be trading spam in this lobby area, but only 6 minutes left on the clock, so the nerdRage really going to have to beat the aggressors here. Se7en in this 2-round up. They do get the headshot onto Cadus, but going to heal him up real quick, and I don't think they're going to get anything off of it now. Namtak is just Wing in, takes down Cadus. He has been starting to get burned by Thalash, but yeah, I don't think he's going to get anything. He does live somehow. I don't know. That was crazy. And they take out Drak as well. This is really good for nerdRage right now. They're going to be taking in this right hand side. Starkey going down to Neo, and Glastry getting a really nice bomb onto Raymond. They're forcing off that Uber, and if they're quick enough, they can maybe start playing this point. No spawns for another 5 seconds on the side of Se7en. They're going to have to do something. Yeah, Cadus slowing down, Captain going down, and nerdRage are just collapsing onto the Se7en players, and they're going to pick up this round. An absolutely great play of events, and Namtak really doing a great work for his team to pick up that Cadus frag.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I think they walked Neo into the top left there, got a pick or two, and then they took their heals with Umbrak into the right side, managed to pick off another player as well, so that just gave them the opening they needed, and they said, we're happy to just out-DM you, Se7en, and win that last push, which they did. So here we go, mid-fight number 6, Neo jumping quite aggressively onto that bridge, looking to take some ground, but Captain and Thalash just staying on top of their crate, taking the high ground.
We do see
Drak is in, yeah. takes
He
down
does
Ellicor.
take down Ellicor, yeah. Sorry to just cut you off there.
That's alright, no worries.
Yeah, we do see them sort of taking this fight now, but I think despite the fact that they did quite a lot of damage, nerdRage have just had to completely back out at this point, and I think Drak just getting the aggression on that toxic area made them really question their play there, but yeah, Se7en doing a good job to pick up that midpoint.
Yeah, Umbrak has the good sense to run away with his full Uber charge, not getting caught off by any 7 players at all, so at least they have that to defend with. A bit of an even situation now, so of course the man of the hour, Starkey, will be looking to say something about that. He's on the sniper class. Let's see where he's going to be peeking from. Neo is up on sniper himself, and he has a little bit of a nice little spot there. Only his head really visible from that cargo. So Starkey peeking around now. Absolutely nobody's peeking him. I'm sure they're well aware by now. You know, stalemate equals Starkey sniper. Neo walking around though. Is he going to get the shot? No. Starkey responds. He clicks a lot faster than Neo can, and does take him out.
Yeah, I think that's the pick they were sort of maybe trying to look for. A sniper pick's not really too much to push off of, but it can really create some space for your sniper, I guess. Starkey really trying to get some aggression in this lower area, seeing if he can get some sort of pick onto the med. Demo's Ellicor just trying to peek a little bit too aggressively there, risking his life to try and get some spam out there. I don't think that's the right decision, but yeah, they do eventually sort of get their position back. I think Neo coming back up on that sniper again, going to see if he can maybe do the similar and take down Starkey, maybe create some space for his team. And he's already taken down Captain, and that's going to prompt some aggression if I am correct.
Well, yeah, I'd like to see them, nerdRage, do something with this, because they are a round down. We have 3 minutes left, so let's see if Neo can hit his crucial headshots as he peeks into Toxic here. Starkey looking to say no to that, but he's re-peeking now. It's a shame. I'd like to see them go for the push, actually, but here we go. Neo takes down Starkey. Can he follow up with that? Cadus just peeking into him a little bit, but not quite enough. So I'd really like to see them go for something a little bit more than a sniper play here. They are slowly running out of time, and on a map like Reckoner. But Neo cuts me off once again as he picks off Drak, and the Uber comes in from Glass Street. Does force off Raymond, but a little bit of a better Uber perhaps from Se7en, but of course they are down both their soldiers right now, so Starkey does manage to pick up an overextending Namtak. But other than that, actually, do we see Se7en with the repush here, the congestion? Starkey was all the way in on the right side, but gets picked off at the same time as Drak, so I mean, I like to say that's going to be over the aggression from Se7en, but they're still going for it. Captain is jumping in. He's onto Ombrak, gets a great rocket, doesn't quite manage to hit the air shot. But Ombrak's so weak, will just be running away. The Lash picks up Neo. So the mid's still not capped from nerdRage at all, and they are just backing off to this lower area.
Kind of do think I think they should have just got the cap a bit there, but yeah, Drak coming in lower, takes down Ombrak and takes down Ellicor, just completely crushing that team trying to get out there. I think nerdRage just missed the ball there. They should have really played that cap a little better, and I really don't think the Neo Sniper is what they need right now. They need to have these two scouts to really create that aggression and get onto the enemy team, and it's just not looking good for them now. Raymond taking his Uber into this last point, getting a lot of damage, does take down Neo, and all the players are clumped up on this left hand side for nerdRage. They've got some good height advantage, but Korvac bombing in, kind of trying to get something done there, but going to be running back to the spawn queue, trying to do something. Yeah, Glastry slowly falling, and Se7en are just playing this to perfection, just waiting it out and slowly grinding down the nerdRage team, and they're going to pick up that 4th round, and that is 1 minute to go, and looking like the first map going the way of Se7en.
Yeah, I feel that's quite unlucky for nerdRage. You know, they were doing really well in these team fights at the beginning of the map, but I feel like during those attempted mid pushes all that time, and that last push just there, they were kind of dying one by one into the 7 players, and that's not how you want to do it at all. You want to be working together as a unit, which they just weren't doing, so they do lose that round. And with 46 seconds left, you know, wouldn't want to invoke the caster's curse or anything, but I'm fairly sure that nerdRage now cannot win this map. So we see this mid going down anyway. A lot of weak players from Se7en, but many more dead ones on the side of nerdRage. So Se7en with a final bit of icing on the cake, will be winning this last mid, unless Namtak has anything to say about it, which I don't think he does. He's just going to be running away.
He doesn't want to lose his KD in these remaining few seconds, but yeah, I think it was quite unfortunate there. I think nerdRage had a really good shot of getting in this game, and what's the next map? Is it Gully Wash, I'm pretty sure?
It is Gully Wash,
yeah. So I think this is a map that they can really do pretty well on, to be honest. I mean, Reckoner not quite working out for them. It was really good showing from them, to be fair. I mean, all these sort of, they seem to have got their synergy up a lot more, and they're really playing together very well. These pushes that they're coming out with are actually very effective, like the ones they were going on to last, just doing such a great job, but unfortunately not able to pick it up. But yeah, from what I've seen of them in the past, they've been a pretty good team on Gully Wash, from, if my memory serves me correctly. So if they can keep up to their usual form and play how they're playing this game, I think they can maybe take it.
Yeah, I'd like to see them potentially go for more of the messy DM fights like they were before, because they were showing that actually they can win those against Se7. Where Se7en really shines is when they're playing, you know, together as a unit. So if you can come up with some crazy situation where actually you're picking their players off, then you know that's gonna suit them a lot better. But do we have any logs to have a gander over whilst we are waiting?
We do. I will post them in Mumble for you. But
very epic.
Something that's quite interesting to know is that Neo is the top damager. You don't normally see this out of a scout, but he's been just doing absolute work. He's going 25 to 14, doing the most damage and not even really taking too much either. So it's not like he's just being tanked. Only 19% heals on him. So yeah, Neo really showing up this game. I mean, a lot of it was on the sniper class, so I guess he was maybe just baiting his team, and at least that's what you want to be seeing anyway. I mean, if you're playing sniper the whole game and you get like 0 kills, then you're kind of just like a worthless pick. But yeah, he's doing pretty good getting those picks, 13 for 4 on the sniper, so really coming up big for his team and really being a pretty crucial play creator for his team.
I mean, yeah, absolutely right. He was just hitting shots left, right and centre. He was getting the crucial picks. His team are just unfortunately not able to convert a lot of the time. Of course, they did win that round where he managed to drop Raymond, but not a lot else. But yeah, he was doing good, you know. I mean, the soldiers from Se7en as well, putting in an absolutely solid performance, 19 and 20 frags between them. Solid damage. So yeah, I mean, you could tell just Drac was on point with his bombs. He saw the opening pretty much every time. He was just destroying, you know, in that lobby a few times.
Yeah, I think that was the main difference between Drac and Korvac that game. I mean, Korvac got quite a few really crucial picks, and we saw one of the rounds that they won was completely off the back of what he did, jumping over the entire combo and dropping Raymond in the cargo area. But
of course,
we see, like, you just see the stats here. I mean, you can't really always just take it from the stats, but just seeing that Drac's going positive. And it showed in game. You could definitely see that every single time he bombed in, he was getting the frags that he needed for his team. And he's just such an effective roamer. He knows when his team are backing him up and when to create space. And quite a lot of the times when he died, it was just so that the rest of his team could get in. And then you see like Cadis and Captain and Thalash just all cleaning up off the back of his damage. But whereas Korvac seems to be more of that sort of playmaker role where he goes off on his own. He goes behind, he likes to do all these crazy things, similar to what Stark does for Se7en, except on Scout. And I think he's just the playmaker for his team, which is why we see him taking a lot more deaths. But it's just a sort of different style of roamers that we're seeing out here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, between their demos then, Cadis 11 for 15, 200 DPM, Elikor 13 for 12, 280 DPM. So, bit of a difference there. I think potentially, you know, Cadis doesn't seem to be showing up in the logs recently, but you know, in terms of his mechanics in game, but it's his calls and his experience are just sort of pulling the team together. You know, absolutely giving them that solid coordination. So yeah, I mean, the logs don't show everything, but they do tell us a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right in saying that Cadis, I mean, as much as it pains me to say, is probably the weakest player on his team right now. I mean, he's doing quite a good job, but there's just quite a lot of times where you see, like, especially on the mids where he was just getting hung out to dry, he wasn't in the right position, or he wasn't getting maybe as much heals as he was expecting, and then just getting dropped by Neo or Namtak, just being able to W into him and then creating plays off like that. Like we see Namtak coming in the last point there, and he just basically created a sort of opening for his team off that Cadus pick. But yeah, I do think we're going live as we speak, so
we
why
are
don't you
indeed.
take us away for this first mid?
All right, well, a nice 4-2 win on Reckoner for Se7en. Let's see if nerdRage can have anything to say about Gullywash as we go into our first mid. We see Starkey looking to pick up that right side quite early, but he's just going to be backing off and playing with the rest of Se7en as they are holding on their side. Glastry goes in for a jump, does get taken down very weak, and here comes the bomb from Captain onto the point. Does go launching, but Ombrak's so weak he does get taken down by Drak along with Glastry. So 2 players down from both teams right now, as I mean, never mind, Se7en are just cleaning up the frags. Drak almost lives there, but Callback, the sole survivor of this mid, on a solid 9 HP. So I mean, baiting his team, question mark, question mark.
Yeah, I mean, you don't normally see the roamer being the only one that lives. Normally it's the opposite way around, but either way, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty decisive mid in terms of that. I mean, we just see Se7en kind of playing sort of their side and just waiting for the aggression of nerdRage, and then eventually they're all just getting taken down and there's nothing they can really do about it. And now Raymond, 100% uber charge, going to be trying to take this in to last as soon as possible before anything gets set up. But we do see the sentry on the right side for Namtak, the pyro on Korbak, and just all these off classes. Korbak doing a good job just reflecting this uber, and all the damage classes can get in there, but yeah, Korbak does fall, and it looks like Se7en are still going to try and fight this. They haven't really got any damage onto the sentry.
Drak's on point.
And
Drak gets 2 players and a third, and the cap. My god, what a flank from water there. nerdRage just had nothing to say about that. They just didn't turn their attention to him, and when they did, they were all just so weak just walking into him, and he managed to 1, 2, 3 rockets take down those players. Wow, what a great flank from Drak.
I didn't even notice. I just Drak's so sneaky that even I, with the spectator things, couldn't see him. But yeah, we do see Se7en taking Drak going into nerdRage's elbow right now. nerdRage doing the good idea of taking all on the Se7en side. Drak bombing onto Ombrak gets quite a good amount of damage, but unfortunately nothing to do there. The Se7en players are just falling, but Stark and I think Captain, they're doing a good job of syncing up their damage, taking down the demo man and the soldier, and then Ombrak has also fallen in that fray, and now it's just Raymond up for the side 7.
Yeah, that was a good jump from Captain there. He knew the mid was going badly. I think Neo ran sniper to that mid and did manage to get some damage off, so he wasn't, you know, completely useless as you could imagine a sniper potentially being. So Captain managed to pick off Ombrak before the end of that mid. So we will see even Ubers with a slight advantage to Se7en, but nothing much, as we are dealing with the sentry from Thalash as well on the right side. Let's see if Neo, because he's still up on this sniper of course from mid, can get any entry picks here. What
we really want to be looking at though is the fact that Ombrak is on crits as we speak, and he's almost got it. I think they don't realise maybe how tight this advantage is for them, but either way, they might be trying to take this in. We're going to have all eyes on Elikor now. He's going to take the stickies in through River, trying to get some damage onto Raymond, and he does! He takes down Raymond, trying to reflect those stickies, but it's just not enough. And they've got the pick that they needed, and I think if it looks like they're just going to be trying to back out here. Elikor does eventually fall, but we do see Ombrak, I think, is underneath the point right now, and he's going to be playing it with the scout. The scout does go down. He gets the uber shot onto Captain. He gets
Ombrak
onto Drak, and that is it. The nerdRage taking that point. Ombrak doing a great play down there.
Yeah, great coordination. That sticky from Elikor was a bit fishy maybe. I thought Stark thought that he'd reflected it, but he actually hadn't, and it landed next to Raymond, and so he does drop. Very unfortunate. nerdRage is doing a great job of cleaning up the rest of that push, but yeah, Ombrak, along with his scout there at the end behind the point, wins them that round. Alright, 1-1.
Yeah, we do see them coming into this third mid now, and it looks like they're doing the same again. They're taking up on this right-hand side. nerdRage just getting massive amounts of spam onto this lower area. Everyone's turning around for this bomb right now, and Umbrak and Neo have fallen because of it. A great bomb coming out from, I think, Captain there, just getting all that aggression and just turning all the heads for nerdRage, and they've completely been just destroyed on this mid, and it's just Namtak alive.
Yeah, he's going for something, he's going on Raymond. Does take a wicket, manages to clean him up. No way!
That was crazy. There was 3 people in front of him and he just walks past them and just, I think, 3 shots onto Raymond, and that is a crucial play that they really needed there. The last time, Se7en have been doing so good with these Uber advantages where they can just sort of completely crush the team, and nerdRage doing a good job right now to fight on the second point. But yeah, crazy play from Namtak.
Yeah, there we go. That's the sort of DM you're looking for, you know. It's what they need to bring these rounds against Se7en, which they are doing quite successfully. This is, at the end of the day, a relatively close game, which makes some good fun. So yeah, Alikor just locking off this choke point, but he was a little bit in the red there, but does get healed up.
Yeah, so we do see Stark actually is behind, so maybe you're going to be waiting for something to come up here. I think he's just hiding in that sort of secret area, maybe going to go have a cup of tea or something like that while he waits for his team to do something. But yeah, as for now, I think the teams are just going to be trying to build up these Uber charges. I don't think Umbrak quite realised that he had a pretty sizable Uber advantage on Raymond there for a second or two, but it has been equalised now, and they're just going to be doing the classic Billy Wash spamming doors for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, potentially Starkey was the reason they didn't want to push there, because they know they have the advantage. They know that Namtak, of course, got that fantastic play onto Raymond, so I'd have loved to see them do something with it to try and break the stalemate, but they actually just, I think they fear the Starkey behind a little bit too much. I mean, it is something to be feared, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to see them push into Se7en with that, but they don't end up doing that. We are sitting with Starkey looking to run up top now. And see, he's just dancing around, you know. He's not going to be picked off. He's just going to wait until he baits enough players to go behind. And you see Se7en now taking space in his big door. So great communication. Starkey is in. He does manage to take down Alikor. He does trade, but that's actually a great pick. And Cadis with some fantastic damage takes Callback down extremely weak. And Drak just cleans him up. So that's 2 picks for Se7en now already. Drak just taking this upper area. Let's see if they're going to be taking some space on the point. Drak with a great bomb. Onto Umbrak, sorry, but doesn't quite manage to drop him or force him or anything of the sort.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird play. I mean, Se7en get in pretty deep, but not quite able to fully commit to that push, and nerdRage have taken a very aggressive stance in this choke area. The Uber has been forced out from the side of nerdRage, and Raymond is going down to such low amounts of HP, but just playing with his team so perfectly that even though he's gone down to 40 HP, there's no need for him to pop off that Uber, and 3 players from the side of nerdRage have gone down, and Umbrak's going to get caught out in this upper area. Alikor going down as well, and it's just Namtak surviving in that fight. Se7en just go in, they push, get a lot of good spam onto them, then just a bad Uber out from nerdRage just kind of, in the end, it's kind of screwed them over, and now Se7en are going to be taking this last point.
Absolutely, yeah, great play from Se7en. They've managed to keep this Uber for so much time, and they're only now using it on last, so they know what they want. You know, they've got that absolutely perfect Uber, which does win the round for them. So yeah, great play. They just they bait out the Uber from Umbrak. I think it was a solo on their pocket soldier, but I mean, Se7en are just so far back in that mid that they could not get onto them at all. Raymond is able to surf away onto the pack, so he can milk that just as he pleases. So yeah, absolutely great stuff from Se7en, bringing it to 2-1.
But we do see on this mid actually, Neo is up on the sniper, trying to mix it up a little bit, keep Se7en on their toes for now. Nothing really coming into his sights. He's just twitching all over the point, but I think he's been spotted. And Se7en just taking this lower area, they're just keeping that spam onto them. Drak. Crazy bomb into that choke point, taking down Umbrak, and now no heals on the side of nerdRage, and they're just going to be slowly crumbling under the pressure. Stark behind takes down Alikor, and then yeah, the rest of the nerdRage players falling in suit, and 0 deaths on the side of Se7en, and that is a clean wipe for them.
Shaking my head, nerdRage, shaking my head. You let Drak live, you bombed into your entire team, he killed your med, and he lived to tell the tale. So I don't know, just this late game again, just the DM from nerdRage just switching off a little bit, potentially. Yeah, Raymond now has full Uber advantage to work with. Drac managed to take down Korvac, and the sentry falling to Cadus already. A third frag going the way of Thalash. Make it a fourth. Can this heavy be picked off now? The demo goes down, the heavy goes down. Yeah, just there we go. What more can you expect, really? Ombrac saving his KD, I like that. It's an honourable play from that man there.
He doesn't want to lose it, you know. He wants to maybe have less deaths than Raymond in the logs, but either way, I think that's a bit of an unfortunate play there. I mean, they kind of just all clump up in that big door around their sniper, trying to create some space for him and protect him, but in the end, Se7en, realising that he's behind Stark, sort of gets some pressure onto him, and then that's the whole mid completely gone. But going into this mid right now, we do see them again taking up this right hand side. Neo falling really quickly here, and it's just looking like a really bit of a car crash of a push here. Elcor falling as well, and they're all going to have to back out with such low amounts of health on the side of nerdRage. And Se7en looking to push through this big door, trying to get some position on second already, and that really is just, they didn't even get onto mid really. It's just all over as soon as Neo died.
I think that was quite unfortunate from Korvac there. He tried to drop down early, so that was a nice initiative from him, but he met Drac. Drac actually rolled out to choke and did take him down very low, so he went out of the fight straight away. I think Namtak fell very early, and Elcor as well, so Ombrac does live, which is the saving grace for them here. We have even Ubers, but Se7en, again, with an absolutely dominant mid performance.
Yeah, we do see Starkey already in the water area. He's going to get himself out, but yeah, they're just going to be sort of holding on last here. I don't think Se7en have any reason to push this here. They've got fully Barad, two rounds up, but I mean, if they want to, they can, and they can maybe try and roll it a little bit harder, but for now they're in such a comfortable position. Pushing out of Billy Wash last is hard enough as it is, let alone being 2 rounds down. Drac going in for a bomb onto Ombrac, going down to such low amounts of HP, and that rocket was so close to hitting him, but Ombrac doing the right thing, staying alive, and yeah, that's nerdRage going to be holding on to this last point. I don't think they're going to be able to push out though.
Yeah, a bit of coordination there between Stark and Drac. I think Starkey sort of called to his team that he was distracting their flank. You know, the team's comms potentially on nerdRage were a bit cluttered, so Drac saw the chance, he tried to go for it, but not quite successful, so bad luck there, you know, better luck next time, but yeah, nothing really changing. We're still seeing a stalemate between second and last. Se7en, of course, with the initiative. They are 2 rounds up and looking to push onto nerdRage's last, so let's see which team is going to be going for the plays. I'd like to see nerdRage try and do something to break this, potentially the Neo Sniper that's been working so well so far. Can he bring it for his team right now when it really matters?
Yeah, I don't think Neo Sniper is what they really need right now. He's just, I mean, despite him playing so well last game, I don't think it's really worked out in their favour, if you know what I mean. I mean, despite the fact he's getting all these crazy picks, it just being so slow with the sniper and just slowing the game down on already such a hard point to push out of it is just not going to work in their favour, unless they get the drop onto Raymond, that is, but I highly doubt that's really going to happen right now. But yeah, they're just, as I said, Se7en content to be holding this last point right now, just sticking up places, getting trading spam, seeing what they can get, maybe go for a push, but for now they're just really happy to just wait it out and see what nerdRage want to do, because they have to initiate if they want to get some points out of this officially.
Yeah, and of course we're sort of peeking that shutter quite aggressive. Drac is in, actually does get a force into Ombrac, so Stark was in as well, so a double sack from Se7en, but Stark not even needed, just Drac found that opening, pinned Ombrac to the wall and got those 2 rockets off, managing to force him. So yeah, cutting me off there. Well done, Drac, well done. But yeah, he does manage to do that. So there we go. Not really what nerdRage were looking for at all. Namtak just switching up to that Pyro, ready to defend. Let's see where and when Se7en are going to be taking this Uber into last. Do you have the sentry from Neo, but it's only on level 1. So
yeah, I don't think that's going to be too much for them, and Namtak falling here is just really going to potentially put the nail in the coffin. Se7en coming through the shutter door, not even having to. Well, they have used their Uber charge actually. I'm just completely oblivious, but yeah, not really getting too much out of that Uber. I mean, I would have thought they would have popped off a little bit later, but Kadis doing a good job taking down Korvac and Stark just playing the point lower, and that's it. I mean, they didn't really get a whole lot out of that Uber, but the repush was just so good from them. They realised that nerdRage were in a bad position, sort of playing the point, and they just completely munched them, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Se7en are just so good at taking that after fight, just focusing down the nerdRage players so well and do win that repush. I don't think many people die from Se7en at all, if anyone, if I remember correctly. So yeah, very well done. We're into the 6th mid-fight of Gullywash now. Se7en looking very, very strong on this map already. So Captain and Kadis just settling themselves down on their side, exchanging some spam across the point here. Captain jumps forward, but not Korvac, sorry, is up the drop down. He's going for a flank now. Let's get some rockets onto Raymond, but not a lot going to be happening, and does get taken down eventually. But 2 players down on the side of nerdRage. You see Elikor take down Kadis there, so a little plus rep, nice demo trade. And Glastry jumping forward. Captain is under the point, doesn't quite see him, he's just dancing around. Could have got some nice rockets onto Captain there, but oh well, missed opportunity. That's Se7en are capping up this midpoint, so yeah, a bit of an even fight. Neither team really looking dominant at all, but of course Elikor now down actually, so we could potentially be seeing a Se7en push through this choke. Are they going to go for it?
Yeah, I think they're just winning the spam battle on mid. I mean, just showing that they have the superior DM. I mean, despite the fact they had a demo and a soldier on the side of nerdRage, there was just nothing they could really do. There's the coordination of Se7en really screwing them over a little bit there, and Kadis is really aggressive in this choke point right now. He knows there's no stickies threatening him here right now, but yeah, Elikor has respawned as of now, but yeah, we do see the Stark sniper, so maybe he's going to be trying to go for some play now. I think it's just really going to be waiting for this sniper play again. Captain does look like he's maybe going to try and cover this drop down.
Yeah. Starkey on his favourite class, or maybe his second favourite class, I'm not sure. That is Sniper, of course. Speaking of this choke, looking for any fresh new heads to click on. Blastry just not giving him anything right now. In fact, he does get a nice little shot off, but not really hitting anyone. So yeah, I mean, Se7en, they're 3 rounds up. They've got 10 minutes almost left to go in this game, so it's really all up to nerdRage now to do something here. Kadis just keeps peeking this choke quite aggressively. Maybe somebody can get a pick onto him if he goes for it again, but he's a very smart boy, that old Kadis. He's not giving up his life for nothing. So yeah, just making some space for Stark. Actually, Kadis, he does get knocked down into drop down there. Knocked down into drop down, what a rhyme.
That was a bit of an unfortunate series of events there. Namtak up on the spy, but I think his soldier was trying to win a spam battle with Drak, and unfortunately Namtak got sort of splashed in that and not able to come up with this play. But yeah, we do see Stark taking a very aggressive peek in this big door area, taking down Korvac, and it looks like they're probably going to try and push here. The double soldier spam of Drak and Captain trying to get onto Umbrak there, but unfortunately not quite able to get the pick they were looking for, or the force out of that Uber charge. So I think they're just going to be resetting here. Captain has taken up door watching abilities right now. His duty is to become Drak right now. Watch that big door in Gullywash, the classic sort of strat from him.
He's putting on his best Drak impression, but actually it's not going to matter because Raymond does get forced there. I think Namtak waddled through that choke as the scouting class and shoots Raymond in face, causing him to pop Uber, so not good. But we're going to have to see something really, really not good for that to be really, really good for nerdRage. So here we go, they are dropping down into drop down, walking forward now. Kadis some great pipes actually, and Starkey, the follow-up, takes down Neo. And Umbrak is on his own and he pops off his Uber. Absolutely no one there with him, he's stuck on the ground. Drag falls in the background, but the nerdRage players are so weak because of Umbrak's little Uber adventure there. We won't talk about that one. Shh, it's a secret. No one saw it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a questionable play, I guess. I'll stay true to your request. I'll not talk about it. But yeah, Captain coming in right now with the lash, just pressuring the combo players so hard that they're not even going to be able to set up any sort of defense on the second point. And yeah, a really, really strange play there. They did come through that drop down trying to do that, but not able to do it. But yeah, Se7en taking the Uber into last, getting a lot of damage onto Glastry, and he will fall. And they're just going to be playing this top right area again, just waiting for the frags to come in, and then the flank is actually just going to be spamming them down, waiting for this repush to come in, and only 3 players on the side of nerdRage now, no heals on the side of them either, and that's it. And 5th round for Se7en, 6th round of the game, and it's so close to becoming that sort of timeout rule where, you know, they're going to see the win difference come into play. Just Se7en, again, despite the fact that they got really badly forced by Namtak Wing through choke, and some even more tragic Uber out of Ombrak seems to have caused them to fall again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Se7en just showing the world how it's done right now. They're engineering themselves these advantages and then just winning those EM fights at the end. So here we go. Mid-fight number 7. Namtak is on the ground. Actually, Drak with a great bomb already takes down Ombrak and Neo, with Kolbak and Namtak falling soon after. So a complete wipe. What was that, like 5 seconds? Can't have been any longer than that.
Yeah,
great stuff, Se7en. Great stuff.
I can imagine nerdRage are a little bit more than tilted right now after what kind of went on there, but yeah, we do see Drak already in this water area trying to get some aggression for the last push that is going to ensue in very recent times, but yeah, we can maybe see him come for some sort of play. The Pyro coming out, Pyro and Sniper, the only off classes on the side of nerdRage, and maybe going to need to see Heavy or something like that to try and stop this aggression. But yeah, they're coming through this main side now. Drak already playing the point. Both the soldiers are going to have to fall for him. They don't even take him out, and they both died to the Se7en aggression, and that's it. That is the game going the way of Se7en. And such a clinical last push at the end there to finish it off, really just showing how amazing Se7en are when they get in the groove of things.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think, does dominant mid even begin to sum up what happened there? They just jumped straight into the face of nerdRage and wiped them from the face of the map. Just no remorse whatsoever. And they take the round because of it, yeah. Alright, there we go. 2 maps in this week 3 game going the way of Se7en.
Yeah.
I mean, is that expected? zeFrosty, is that what you would have called?
I guess it was expected. I mean, you always got to look at these fixtures with a bit of rose-tinted goggles to maybe have this sort of close game that you were expecting, but I guess it was really quite close fixture on Reckoner. I mean, Gullywash seemed to just, nothing was really working for them. It seemed they got that one round, but apart from that, towards the end, it was just a complete roll from Se7en. And again, we just see Drak doing such a great job of getting in and just creating aggression for his team, and sort of DM and everyone playing the role just really well, just making sure that they can all follow up on his damage. I mean, he's the one that dies the most, but it's for a good cause. The rest of them can get in. We see Cadis a lot better showing this time. I mean, Gullywash is a very demo-centric map, and it's good to see that he's sort of bringing it out of the bag, getting a good amount of damage, and doing a lot more killing than deaths this time, which is always good to see.
Yeah, definitely. And I know the scoreline doesn't really show it, 1-6, but the first 10 minutes of this game, it was 1-1 for quite a while. So it was a close game at the beginning, but of course Se7en, they got into their stride, they got going, and they absolutely took the Frenchies to town with a nice 6-1 victory. Not a lot of air shots to talk about, actually. I'd like to see some more from these teams. They've got some beasts of soldier, and yet the most we see here is 5. I'm very disappointed.
You always want to see these big plays coming out, but yeah, I guess it's pretty a quite enclosed map, I guess, apart from the sort of midpoint, and the sort of transitions are very, very close together, so a lot of spam going through these choke points, so maybe not so many opportunities to go in. But I think something that's interesting to note is that Elikor is the one that's dying the most on the server, and out of a demo man on Gullywash, it's so easy to trap these points and get a lot of damage and sort of be a really sort of central player in your team. And if you're dying 17 times, 3 times more than the rest of your team, it's really just, maybe that's the problem there. Maybe they're just not playing tight enough as a combo, and he's kind of getting hung out to dry a little bit. But yeah, not looking too good from Elikor today.
I mean, Ombrak's 7 deaths, which normally, that's not really that many. 7 deaths in a 20-minute game. But if you order it by deaths, look at that. Raymond 4, Captain 5, Starkey 5, Cadis 5, Thalash 6. So 5 out of 6 of the 7 players actually dying less than Mr. Ombrak.
Well, to be fair, it's hard to get deaths if you're just hiding in your spawn, not healing your team, which we saw him do a few times on those last pushes, but I guess they were already lost by that time. But yeah, maybe that's what he was doing. We can say Ombrak was baiting his team. That's what I'm going to go with. Calling him out. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I'm going to say
big accusations there. Yeah.
You got to keep it interesting.
I mean, in terms of the drops, Raymond with his 1 actually. Ombrak keeping it solid at 0. No drops for him. But only 3 Ubers from nerdRage? That doesn't seem quite right to me.
I mean, I guess there wasn't too many opportunities. It was a very fast-paced game, and a lot of the times we see that Ombrak's deaths were sort of in the middle of team fights, and I guess maybe they just didn't have the opportunity to build up those Ubers. And if we see the rounds towards the end there, only 1 minute 40 seconds. I mean, there was just no way that he was going to get that Uber charger when he was losing there. So maybe it was just a bit too fast paced for him to even get those built up in general. And one of them was a crit streak, to be fair.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, the mids are quite interesting actually. Se7en winning. I thought it was 7 then. No, it's only 6, but they win 6 mids, and nerdRage win 1. But that one that they did win, they had Neo on sniper. And he was getting the damage off, and I think that was the round they won, wasn't it? The second round, so yeah.
Yeah, I think the second round was when they took that crit streak up through the river area, and they got I think Stark was trying to reflect the crit stickies away from him, but there was one behind him, and then it was all over. But yeah, I think the sniper mid they did lose, because that was when Drac just bombed into the big door and somehow made it out alive, and then a bit of a crazy play, but just unfortunate from nerdRage there.
Definitely. Right. I think very shortly we're going to have ourselves some interviews with the star players from these games. Not sure who they're going to be yet. Bit of a surprise, but we'll wait. We'll wait patiently for that.
We do see Ombrak joining the server, so maybe I'll confront him about this baiting his team. See if there's any sort of justification there, but let's see if we can drag him in.
Well, we can potentially rack his brain about that little Uber misadventure that never really happened, you know? Nobody saw that. It's all good. Nothing to see here. Move along.
It's a myth.
He totally didn't Uber through drop down with nobody with him, stay on the ground for most of his Uber, and then run up through choke. That definitely didn't happen.
Definitely not. Yeah, I think something interesting to know, I guess, is just how close it was. I mean, there's quite a few times where you see these teams sort of battling it, and even Namtak going for some crazy really plays. Like, you don't normally see it from a scout. I guess he's used to being the demo man, being back and sort of enclosed in the combo, and now he's a much more free player this season, and it seems to be working to his favour. He's been able to get in and go for the plays, but yeah, I mean, I guess if we can drag these guys in, maybe we can rack their brain about it.
Okay, I think I can drag. Let me try this.
Oh, this is looking good.
Right, do I have to unmute as well? Oh, this is very complicated.
Oh my god.
No, that's the local mute. I don't want to do that.
You got so much power. There we go. I think we're getting there.
All right. There we go. That was easy. Job well done. Right. Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Hey, friends.
Hey.
Right, we have both medics here from nerdRage and Se7en. Of course, Ombrak and Raymond. So, Ombrak, first of all, to you, I guess. How did you find those games?
Reckoner was very good for us, of course. And after that, it was really close. And then I believe maybe you could pull something off on Gilly Watch like we did last season, where it was close as well. But then somehow we completely crumbled for some reasons.
Yeah, you were definitely very strong at the beginning of both maps, I have to say. I mean, especially Reckoner, but Gully as well. You know, you were showing what you could do. But yeah, I think just at the end, was your team? Was there anything going on in the comms? Were you guys tilted, or was it just Se7en, you know, up in their game instead?
I think like overall Se7en is better on Gilly Watch than on Reckoner, I think. And then I think I'm in calling, and I think my calls were on point really. And somehow I was like not predicting stuff, but like I kind of guessed what they were about to do, but either they're too good to be countered even when you know what they're going to do. Either, I don't know, we didn't listen properly, but yeah, like Gulewash is 6-1, but it's so many mistakes that we could have avoided on like just listening to me, and yeah, I feel bad a bit.
So Raymond, then, I guess same question. Yeah, how did it go?
It went pretty well. Sort of an expected result on my end. I feel like as a team, Se7en are still in a preliminary phase where we're still sort of figuring things out, and that's probably the most exposed on Reckoner. Whereas Gulewash, with previous experience, were able to sort of tighten things up a bit more and have sort of like a, I guess, a previous experience to help carry us through.
Yeah, good stuff. Definitely. I mean, it did show, of course. You guys were much more dominant on that Gulewash, but you had a couple of drops. I do have to say, one of them was quite unfortunate. In fact, well, both were. I think one was a snipe, one was a crit sticky. But you guys did manage to recover, like a lot of times. Well, not a lot of times, but you know, you were getting forced. The nerdRage players were getting onto you, but your team, you know, they were helping you out, and you managed to convert a lot of those bad situations. So, I mean, I guess the question is, how did you feel that went?
I think it went pretty good. It's just, from my perspective, you mentioned drops. The drop on Gulewash was undoubtedly my fault, but you see the drop on Reckoner where I died to, who was it, Korvac, when he jumped me in cargo.
Yeah,
that's sort of a perhaps an example of us still sort of getting used to pushes and coordinating how we want to exactly do it. But yeah, otherwise I think we played quite tight, and especially on Gulewash, we sort of got our heads very much back into the game and just powered through.
Yeah, definitely. All right. zeFrosty, have you got anything you'd like to ask?
I'm not really too sure. I mean, I guess the first question, I guess you already answered it, really. I mean, you still think you're in a sort of preliminary sort of teething phase. I mean, I guess we saw it most when, like, there's quite a few times on mids where we see the scouts sort of nerdRage being able to sort of get that aggression onto you, and we saw Cadis falling in kind of a few weird situations, but I think you sort of, as you said, the past experience on Gulewash sort of picked that up. So do you think that's maybe something you need to work on, is just keeping the sort of team cohesion up? I mean, it's only been, what, 1 or 2 players, I think, that are new, and Stark's been sort of with you in the past, and Cadis has even been your coach. So do you think maybe it's just getting used to the play styles rather than anything else? I mean, I guess Ali is a much more aggressive caller and a much more aggressive player in general to Cadis, so do you think that's sort of been stopping you from playing as cohesive as you think you should be?
Well, I think the shift from Ale back to Cadis after so much time is definitely a bit of a... It started off as quite a shock to the system, but as time goes on, like every map, we're learning more and more. That's why I say we're still in like a preliminary phase where every game we play, we're sort of adjusting things and becoming more knowledgeable, I suppose, particularly of a map like Reckoner. So, in terms of Ale and Cadis, yeah, I think we've still got a bit of stuff to adjust to, but we're getting there.
Fair enough, yeah. I guess the same sort of question can be asked directed at you, Umbrak. I mean, you've had quite a few different player changes in recent history. I mean, we see Namtak sort of moving over onto the scout role, which he seems to be doing pretty good on, to be fair. I mean, there's quite a lot of plays that he came out with that, I mean, at the start of the season when I heard he was moving to scout, it was kind of a bit dumbfounded. Like, I didn't really expect him to be sort of doing as well as he has been, but I guess you could sort of comment on like the sort of new players of Glastry and Elcor and how they've sort of been gelling with your team recently.
Elcor has been a really great addition to the roster because he adds a lot to the combo with a lot of medical. Like, he is our main damage dealer, and I think he adds a lot to how we play. Like, he has a lot of ideas, and then we can come up with strategies and stuff. And then Namtak and Glastry replaced both Blade and medical, and I think, of course, they are the two of them are like done great on the DM DM sector. So that's not something we can really work on besides like to DM. But the way we played tonight, the way we played our PCWs, I think it shows that even though we still have a lot of stuff to do, we have a lot of room for improvements. And like we only got 3 points for the 3 first game now, but I think we are able to like win all the following games if we play properly, if we play like really on Reckoner and stuff. So yeah, we lost great players in Medico and Blade, but the replacements are good enough for us to keep the momentum we had on Reckoner and play well the next weeks.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's sort of stumped you too much, and I guess your first 3 weeks have been pretty tough for you. I mean, Bazooka Sports have quite a lot of really good DM players. I think Tiger's sort of retired from the team now, but he's an incredible soldier that you had to go against, and Lego have just been looking really, really strong throughout this whole sort of pre-season and this season so far. I mean, even despite the sort of their new pickups that they've had, they've just been really, really shining pretty well. But yeah, I guess the rest of the teams maybe is where you're going to be able to sort of get your team cohesion up a little bit more and sort of hopefully coast your way into the playoffs if you play it right.
Yeah, but when you look at the tables this season, I think the level is really stacked. Everyone can beat everyone. Like we took a map from AMS teams, then we lost narrowly to Lego, and then Lego only won on the Golden Cap on one map. Like I think besides Se7en, every team can beat everyone else. I feel like. So that's why I'm saying we can beat the other team. We can lose to every other team we have to play yet, but we can win as well. So it's not like we had a rough start and then things are gonna get easy. I think for us this whole season is kind of rough because the skill level is pretty much the same for everyone.
Yeah, I think it's definitely exciting to see you guys looking to improve as the season goes on. I think as you say, potentially a bit of a rough start, but with a close showing like that on Reckoner against Se7en, I really, I'm rooting for you guys to pull it out by the end of the season. I think you really will. So good luck with that. But if I can steer this briefly to, let's just call it the happening on Gullywash. I'm talking, of course, about your wonderful little Uber Ombrak onto mid. What was going through your mind there? What happened?
There were 3 stickies on my feet, so if I wanted to come out, I had to use. So first I waited for my team to remove the sticks and stuff. They didn't, so I figured okay, I'm gonna use and people are gonna meet me and we can maybe try to salvage this. So I'm I used on bottom left, come to me. No one came, and I think that just showed how poor our comms were during all this game. On last mid, a drag went drop down Neo and I called it, and no one did anything to counter him, and my phone is ringing, so I'm gonna stop talking.
All right, well, while you take that call, I'm sure we can take it from there. Is there anything else to do? I think we're pretty much interviewed out. zeFrosty?
I think I'm all good for the questions, so I guess Ombrak can't do any of his shout-outs because he's talking on the phone, but
I didn't answer.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Wow, that's rude.
Oh my god.
What if they needed you?
Yeah.
Wow.
You need me. That's more important.
Priority. I need to get interviewed right now.
Of course.
But yeah,
All
I
right,
guess
well,
we're ending it anyway. So yeah, go for your shout-outs, guys. What do you want to say?
I will go for shout out to my team for being great, but also not too great in some aspects so far. Shout out to FM. Shout out to Signosis. And shout out to everyone on the stream for viewing today.
All right.
I think it's my turn. Shout out to my team. We played well. We have to use this for upcoming weeks. Shout outs to you guys for casting, to people who looked. And shout out to Raymond, who dropped more than me on this game. So I guess I'm really, really awesome.
Awesome. All right.
Incredible on break.
zeFrosty, anything to say?
Shout out to Alibi because Samsy said it in chat. That's it. That's all I'm going to do.
Nice.
There you go.
Bit of viewer interaction there. All right. Well, I guess shout out to my team, Lemmings. Shout out to Chaos Esports, MK Cat as well. Good old Eames and those guys. But I think that will do. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. This has been nerdRage versus Se7en. Have a very good evening. Good night.